These types of fish oils that are purchased from Asda and Tesco and your local supermarkets in the soft gel format are not sort of undergoing the processes that need to be undergone to ensure that the fish oil is quality and it's not oxidized before it gets to you, because having it that way will have a net negative health effect on you, not a good one. What's going on, guys? It's Jacob, Sunday Lifters. Today we're going to be talking about fish oil and why the fish oil you're buying needs to be sort of paid particular attention to. I've made a habit of sort of asking a lot of people recently. I've sort of been saying, do you supplement fish oil? Seems to me that fish oil is one of the most sort of used supplements out there, generally speaking. It tends to be a multivitamin and a fish oil, which is great because they're always the first two I'd recommend in a general context. But as with everything, we need to look at the specifics sometimes to really get a clear picture of what we need to be doing. So in this video today, I'm going to be sort of giving a little bit of a guide to make sure you're getting some good fish oil, because in actual fact, the more I looked into this, you can actually get a net negative health result from supplementing bad fish oil or a very specific type of fish oil, which we'll sort of touch on later, or a specific state that fish oil will get into if not cared for properly or purchased from a sort of a certified seller or manufacturer of the product. So we're going to talk about all of that today. If you could just drop this video a like, drop it a comment, anything like that, all helps the algorithms. Consider subscribing if you're not already. Let's get into this. So let's just start off with the basics. What is fish oil or cod liver oil or anything like that? You're getting omega-3 fatty acids from it. Now, fish oil in general is without a doubt the best natural supplement you can be taking for your cardiovascular health and protection. Stopping things like myocardial infarction, heart attacks, the buildup of plaque, inflammation. All of these things are sort of covered within the remit of fish oil, and it is the best at what it does from a natural supplement standpoint. Now, it does have other benefits, like one of the components of fish oils has been shown to potentially lower blood pressure, but we'll touch on that a bit more later. But yeah, it's no surprise to me that fish oil is commonly purchased by people. The way we talk about it, good for the heart, good for the brain, all these things. And I think that's why it's one of the most common supplements purchased today. So the first thing you want to do right now if you're buying fish oil supplements is get on the IFOS website. That's the International Fish Oil Standards website. On this website, you can type in the fish oil brand you're buying, find the specific product, and actually check if it's got a certification saying that it's a quality good, basically. If your brand isn't even on there, I'd say cease buying it straight away, because there's no guarantees that what you're getting is a good quality fish oil. All fish oils have to go through a sort of molecular distillation process, which removes like the mercury, any of the sort of impurities within the fish oil, and that's basically what these standards sort of certify, that process has been done properly, and that that the fish oil you're buying first off just hasn't got any sort of contaminants. Now, there's two versions of fish oil you'll tend to find on the market. There's a version called ethyl ester and there's a version called triglyceride. Now, fish oil in its natural state is always in triglyceride form, okay? But in order for it to go through the process where we remove the impurities like mercury or anything like that, sort of heavy metals that we don't want to be having, what has to happen for it to go through molecular distillation is it needs to be converted out of triglyceride form and into an ethyl ester form. Then it can undergo the distillation. But what most companies will do is leave it in its ethyl ester form to save on costs of turning it back into its natural triglyceride form. Now, the problem with the ethyl ester is, first of all, it's not as bioavailable, so you need to have more of it to get the same net results. And second of all, it's more prone to oxidization, and we'll cover what that is in a minute. But basically, what you want to do. It's going to cost you more because it has to go back through a process, but the triglyceride form is the one I'd be recommending you buy. It's the natural state the fish oil is supposed to be in, and it's more absorbable and less prone to oxidization. And we'll go into sort of what oxidization is now. So fish oil is primarily made up of polyunsaturated fats. Now you probably know there's saturated fats, monounsaturated fats, and polyunsaturated fats. The polyunsaturated fats are the most unstable molecule out of all of those. And what that means is it's more prone to a process called oxidization. Now they did studies on this in about 54 humans. It was a human study, a human trial, and they found that if you were having oxidized fish oil, you actually saw a 6% increase on average in bad cholesterol, right? Whereas if you're having unoxidized fish oil, they found you had an average of a 19% decrease in LDL cholesterol or bad cholesterol. So oxidized fish oil is really bad. It's toxic stuff and we need to be avoiding it. Ethyl ester forms of fish oil are more prone to oxidization. If you get them in soft gels, they're more prone to oxidization. If you open your fish oil and don't put it into a fridge immediately, it's more prone to oxidization. It needs to be kept out of sunlight. It needs to be not in a warm place. And like I say, the soft gel version of fish oil is more prone to oxidization. So what you really want to be doing is getting it in a liquid. As you can see, this is in an incredibly dark bottle to stop any sort of light getting in and causing oxidation. I'll be honest, when I bought this, I didn't know that I should be putting it in the fridge immediately. So there is this fish oil that I take right now. Possibility is that it has already oxidized, and I'll rectify that next time I buy my fish oil. It's going straight in the fridge, but hopefully I can save you that problem. But it's really important that we're making sure that the fish oil we buy is not oxidized when we have it. And most people don't know this, so they're just taking, most people I know just buying their fish oil in the soft gel capsule form from like their local supermarket, and it's garbage stuff, guys. These types of fish oils that are purchased from Asda and Tesco and your local supermarkets in the soft gel format are not sort of undergoing the processes that need to be undergone to ensure that the fish oil is quality and it's not oxidized before it gets to you, because having it that way will have a net negative health effect on you, not a good one. Finally, when you're buying your fish oil, you want to turn it around and check the label on the back. A good fish oil will always have EPA and DHA listed on there separately, so you can see exactly how many milligrams of each you're getting. A bad one will just put EPA and DHA and then put the amount, so you don't know how much of each you're getting. So the first component in there, DHA, this tends to be the one that's in the higher concentration within your fish oil. DHA is probably the most important ingredient in there for lipid mobilization. It seems in very high doses, DHA can have a massive effect on lipids in general. Now, DHA also seems to, in large amounts, be good for lowering blood pressure. However, what I will say is there's much more effective medication and even natural supplements out there you could be using to lower blood pressure without having to have such high amounts of fish oil to get that effect. You'd have to be having like probably over 3 grams to sort of get that, a good sort of effect off the fish oil. And when you're sort of having it in such high doses like that, there could actually again you could start to see negative effects from it as well. So it's not something I'd recommend. It's not, in my opinion, it does have a blood pressure lowering effect, but it's not something I would recommend using to lower blood pressure if you're suffering from hypertension or you do just want to sort of bring your blood pressure down a little bit. Now, EPA, the second one of those ingredients, this one seems to be the one that has massive links to anti-inflammatory effects and seems to be the main component that offers that cardiac protection and prevents, the sort of likelihood of you having a cardiac event like a heart attack, an arrhythmia, something like that. Can actually get forms of fish oil that are EPA only. Personally, I think there's good effects from DHA and EPA. Some people may want to supplement EPA on its own on top of a DHA and EPA containing fish oil. However, I just use one that has both, and that's sort of good enough for me. So the final thing I just want to raise here in this video, at risk of making it too long, the DART trials were double-blind, placebo randomized control trials, which showed that actually supplementing fish oil in the correct dosages had a 29% decrease in all-cause mortality in the participants of that study. Now that's sensational, unheard of in most natural supplements to be able to put that claim on it, and this is why it seems to be such a popular supplement. I mean, in some cases I'm even inclined to say this is more important to be having than a multivitamin, but it has to be the right fish oil, guys, and hopefully the information I've given you in this video is somewhat digestible and helps you pick the right product. So Nordic Naturals is the one I take. I think this is just really good quality fish oil. You know, it's on the International Fish Oil Standards website. It's got a certification. I believe in this product and I will continue to buy it. But you might want to get a different one. You know, I have got to say, for Nordic Naturals, there are more detailed reports on other manufacturers of fish oil. It's gold standard, superior triglyceride form. It's got EPA and DHA listed separately, so I can see exactly how much I'm getting. You know, it's third-party purity tested. It's got the non-GMO verified gold standard. The amount of certifications this brand's got just makes me perfectly happy buying it. I'm very confident in the quality of the product. The last thing I'm going to say, guys, is I don't recommend you ever take more than 3 grams of fish oil in a day without speaking to a medical professional first. Like I say, the DHA component of these products does have a massive effect on your lipids and your triglycerides in general, which you know, it taken to the top or the bottom of the reference range can start to have deleterious health effects. So it's always worth sort of chatting to your GP or your chosen doctor just to get a bit of medical advice on whether that is a conducive thing to do for you. So I'm going to end that video here, guys. Really appreciate you sticking about. Hopefully you found this useful. If you did, drop it a like, drop it a comment. It all helps with the algorithms. If you're watching on YouTube, subscribe, hit the bell icon to stay up to date with other videos I'm doing. You can email me at sundaylifters@gmail.com for meal plans, workout plans, or online coaching. And you can follow me on all my socials. It's at SundayLifters on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. And I will see you here again soon, guys. Cheers.